90s Flatbush, East New York, Brooklyn.
She will never let me down.
No, no, no.
She will never let me down.
I know.
She will never let me down. She will never let me down.
My name is Casilda Elena Roper Simpson, and I am running for Kings County Civil Court Judge in Brooklyn, the county of Brooklyn, Kings County. And presently, I am an administrative law judge for the New York State. And I'm also an adjunct professor. I've been teaching for about 12 or 13 years, and I teach at Malloy College. I teach criminal justice. And I'm on Flatbush and Nostrand. I've gotten into a lot of trouble over here in Flatbush and Nostrand. I'm growing up with my sisters, Janice and Annie. And we used to go to that bakery around the corner. And I want to tell you a little bit about myself. And I want to tell you what you should know and what's up about me and why you should consider and vote for me June 22nd, 2021. I've been practicing as a criminal defense attorney since 1996. When I graduated from Brooklyn Law School, not too far from here, I started working with my sister, who's also an attorney, and we had our office on Fulton Street, right across the street from the Restoration. And I worked there for many years with my sister. And in handling one of the biggest cases in New York City, the worst police brutality case in New York City, Mr. Abner Louima. And in handling that case, I was unfortunately handled other police brutality cases. Patrick Bailey, that happened in East New York. And Mr. Bailey was unfortunately killed by a few officers. And one of those officers later, unfortunately, was one of the officers involved with the Amadou Diallo case. And I stand here today, coincidentally, doing this video, this What's Up video with you, because a few days ago, I was standing over there handing out flyers and trying to get petitions to qualify for the ballot. And there was a gentleman that passed by and signed my petition, and I'm ever so grateful for him. And the next day I was at home working, and I got a call from a gentleman named Jaime Davison. And you can Google that name, Jaime Davison. I represented Mr. Davison when I had very little gray hair, almost 19 years ago, and it was a pro bono case. And I believe in giving to the community. I have been giving to my community and doing community service for many, many years. 19 years ago, I was in my late 30s. I'm not the best at math, but I think I was in my late 30s. And being in my late 30s, I used to do a lot of pro bono cases. And I work with an organization based in Atlanta called Youth Task Force. And that organization, and working with them, we were working on the Jaime Davison case, who was a young man at the time that was accused of murdering an undercover officer. And we prepared the appeals case. And I remember doing that case and getting it prepared and taking it to court. And most recently, he was one of the the only one in the last 3 or 4 administrations that had been released for being innocent. And he was given clemency by the last administration. And you'll hear more about that case. But this gentleman who's here today on this WhatsApp, he then, coincidentally, 6 degrees of separation, also knew Mr. Davison. So I come here to you to say simply this. I'm not new to this. I've been in our community for a long time. I mentor young people, Brooklyn United. I mentor my students. I mentor young lawyers. I mentor people who want to be attorneys. I used to be I used to go to summer youth employment program. I used to do a lot of various jobs in our community. My sister and I on Fulton Street, we had a citizenship drive for immigrants who wanted to do their citizenship. When you're looking for an attorney for civil court, you have to make sure that you look for an attorney who have had the necessary experience to sit on this particular seat. When you run for civil court and you are elected and you win, you have to be able to sit in criminal court, you have to be able to sit in family law, and you have to also be able to sit in civil court. I've done criminal cases. I've done family law cases. I represented and was managing attorney for family law, a family foster care agency on Fulton Street, managing and handling termination of parental rights, managing and doing and training other attorneys to do neglect and abuse cases. And as a criminal defense attorney, I was an 18B attorney. If legal aid or other institutional providers were not able to represent individuals who could not afford an attorney, I was assigned those cases. And I was on that panel since 1996, up until very recently. And handling those cases anywhere from misdemeanor cases and also my private practice handling homicide cases, I've done those cases. I have done trials, civil and criminal. And I have done civil cases and trials in terms of premises liability, if you trip and you fell. If I've done plaintiff and defense work. And I want you to know that voting for me on June 22nd, 2021, you will have an impartial, a person who knows the community, a person who's very diverse, a person who understands what's going on in our community, a person who's qualified. My family and I came from Panama. English is actually my second language. And I came here when I was very young. So I went to school in this country. And that 44 bus that goes down on Nostrand Avenue, I went to James Madison High School. And when I was in junior high school, my parents were very strict on education. All we heard in the house was education, education, education. And when I was in middle school, I wasn't doing so great in social studies. And the teacher called my mom. My mother put me and that social studies book in my room. And I was locked away with that book in my room for quite a while. And when I came out, I learned the Constitution. And I fell in love with the Constitution. And those 3 words, we the people. And I said, wow. And I knew that's what I wanted to do. But I didn't think that I could be an attorney right away. So I was very timid about it. And being very timid about it, I went to New York City Technical College, New York City Community College, right down the road. And there, I was a legal secretary. And I worked in some of the biggest firms in New York City. I worked in big firms, Fewsburg and Fewsburg. I worked in Wilson, Elsa, Elderman, and Dicker as a temporary legal secretary. And I made decent money at the time. And I learned medical malpractice. I worked for an attorney, Jeff Bader, and he taught me how to do summons and complaint, bills and particulars, to the point where I had my own secretarial business. And having that own secretarial business, I went around the city collecting information from other attorneys where I provided them with the information that they needed and provided their documents. And after that, I said, I could do this. This law thing don't look too bad. So I went to Baruch College and I majored in political science. And after graduating from Baruch College, I became a paralegal and I worked at Kings County District Attorney's Office. And it was one of my favorite jobs. I worked in homicide and I enjoyed it. For two and a half, 3 years I worked there, and I got accepted to law school. And I got accepted to Brooklyn Law School. And I was a bit nervous. Why? Because I had a 4-year-old daughter and a 9-month-old daughter in my first year of law school. So I was what people would consider an older law student. But what I had that was most important was my village. My mother, my sister, my husband, my cousins, my friends. They all helped me take care of my children. My first year of law school, I used to make sure that my kids went to sleep, and I had time management. Because when you're in your first year of law school, your professor can call in you at any time. So there were hundreds of pages we needed to read, and I had to be able to know if he called on me, Roper Simpson, that I had to be able to answer those questions. And those skills and that time management skills prepare me for the bench. Because we're in a pandemic right now. And although we see Flatbush Avenue very busy right now, it wasn't before. But we're grateful that we're slowly coming out of it. But the court system, before the pandemic, I sat there many days where the wheel of justice would move very slowly. That's before the pandemic. Now, it's 3 times as a backlog. We need a judge, me, a person like myself, that can hit the ground running. There's no learning on the job at all. We need someone that is qualified. We need a civil court judge for Kings County to represent this rich county, and someone that has a qualification. No one is going to hire someone or should hire someone that is not equipped to completely do the job. Not some of the job, all of the job, and I am that person. Casilda Elena Roper Simpson. Brooklyn is huge. As I stated, I went to school in Crown Heights. I'm from Crown Heights. And I went to school in Crown Heights. In my elementary school, I went to Dyker Heights. I was a product of busing. And it's a vast county. So please volunteer. I have a great team that's behind me, my family, and a great team. But here's the website. Roper Simpson, ROPERSIMPSON, the number 4, judge.com. And once you go on that website, it takes you to everything. I have a Facebook page, my name, Casilda Elena Roper Simpson. And once you get on there, everything, everything is social media. I'm looking for digital volunteers. If you can volunteer, and most importantly, spread the word. Because what happens is we don't share the information with others, and others go into the booth not knowing who to vote for. We have to tell people how important a judicial position is. Judicial positions are the fabric of our country, and most definitely the fabric of Brooklyn. Judicial decisions affect every part of our lives. The clothes that we wear, the cars that we drive, the exports and imports into our country. Everything that we do in our lives are affected by judicial positions. So it's imperative that you know who you're voting for. And just to say I'm not voting means that you voted for that person that you didn't vote for. This is a grassroots campaign. I come out of this borough, Brooklyn. No one picked me. No one handpicked me. I said I'm ready, professionally and personally. I've raised my 3 babies. My grandbabies are fine. And I came back to my community. I said, I'm ready to serve my community, as a judge for the people. As an attorney who has done both plaintiff and defense work, understanding that people are concerned that the crime rates especially through the pandemic, has increased, we have to take every case on a case-by-case basis. We have reforms that are happening, and bail reforms and various things. The 8th Amendment says that when a person is being considered for bail, you have to not look at and make sure that they can return back to court. I used to have judges ask me often, I had a particular judge that would ask, counsel, are you taking these people home with you? Because I was an advocate to make sure that my clients could come out and handle their cases outside of Rikers or any other institution, because doing and handling, trying and preparing your cases while you're in jail is a very tough task for the individual and also for the attorney. So taking that experience onto the bench and taking it on a case-by-case basis is very, very important. And you want to make sure that you have an attorney when you're hiring an attorney that understands that. I've been an attorney for the people. I will be a judge for the people. My experiences will make me sure that as I sit there, that I bring all of my experiences with me. I'm not just a defense attorney. I'm not just a plaintiff and attorney. I am an attorney for the people. I've done both sides. Our community don't realize that you can vote for judges. They're not all appointed. There are some judges that are appointed, but they're not appointed. They're not all appointed. You can vote for judges. Go on the ballot. Go further down on the ballot. And when you see the information, don't just pass it by. Take the pamphlet. Take the handout. Google it. Go online. We live in a Google world. Google the information. Look at the individuals. See what it says about them. Everyone is going to say all these great things about them, but go deeper. Look deeper. Look to see how long. Don't look for a Johnny-come-lately. Look for someone who's been in and doing work. You know, I'm not taking anything away from someone who was a tennis player, but look for someone who's been in the community and rolled their sleeves up and came and did things in our community. I am not a Johnny-come-lately. My kids recently shared this new word that the kids are using. They said, Mommy, you have receipts. I said, receipts? They said, you have proof of the work that you've done. Google me. Google anyone else may be running for this particular seat. I made my announcement that I was running for judge last year, November. You can go to my website. You can go to my Facebook page. And I made that announcement because I have professionally and personally prepared myself for this position. As I stated, I have criminal experience, I have family law experience, and I have civil experience. I've done landlord-tenant work, I've done surrogate work, I've done slip and falls. We see all these cars as we stand out here on Flatbush Avenue. I've done tons of auto accidents, and I've also been an arbitrator in small claims court. I've sat on those court, and right now, I am an administrative law judge. I hear cases that come in front of me, and I make decisions. Because of the pandemic, we still have mail-in ballots. Again, go down, turn on the back of the ballot, and look for all of the people who are running. There's a lot of city council races. We have the mayor, we have the controller, we have the borough president. But look for the judicial races. I'm not sure how many people may be running, but I do know that I am running for the judicial race, Casilda Elena Roper Simpson. Look for the early voting. The primary is June 22nd, so early voting will probably be a week or two before that. And again, when you go to the ballot, go down and look to see who's running. My name, prayerfully, will be there, and it's Casilda Elena Roper Simpson. On the other races, they have ranked choice voting. You have to understand how that works. For me to explain it to you would take a lot of time, but it's definitely on the computer. You again Google it. It's up to us to research the individuals that we vote. You pay for elected people. You would pay for my salary if I am elected. So you want to know who I am. When we go in front of judges and and the controller and the mayor and the borough president, you're paying for their salary. So it's imperative for you to know who these individuals are. So I want to say to you again, please, when you see information, just take it, even if you throw it away after, but just read it. Just make sure you know who the individuals are. My name is Casilda Elena Roper Simpson. I have been practicing since 1996. I graduated from Brooklyn Law School, and I have covered every area of the law that could possibly come in front of me as a judge. Interesting being here in the middle of the day. Obviously, I'm working, but here the traffic is still here. The 41 bus is still packed. The gypsy cabs are still running. My bakery that I used to get all of my celebration cakes from, Pepper's not too far down on the street where I get my jerk chicken. Has some changes, but Flatbush is where my sisters and I used to get in a lot of trouble. Church Avenue, where we used to, not too far from Erasmus, we used to get our beef patties, but it's always great to be on church. It's unusual to be here in the middle of the day, but on Saturdays when I was younger, this was my stomping ground. I want to say what's up to my family, my children, Corinne, Camille, and CJ, my grandbabies, Papa, Sean, Cassie, Poppy, and Tatum. And I want to particularly say what's up to my campaign team. We're doing a phenomenal job. And I want to say what's up to all of the volunteers that I've had so far. Norris, Errol, Clavel. I've had tons of volunteer. On my committee team, I have Donna, I have Deanna, I have my niece, Hasia, my other niece, Stasi. It's just a lot of people, and I may be forgetting names, but it's just a tremendous amount of people that are helping. I have volunteers for phones. There's a lot of folks. I want to say what's up to the folks over on Bedford Avenue that's helping me and making sure that this team is successful. And most importantly, I want to thank my God and my spiritual family that's praying for me, because I feel the spiritual angels.
She will never let me